My name is Mike Munzing. I'm with a lender by the name of CRESTLINE Funding, and each week I put these videos together for you to let you know what's going on in the market. And this week we're going to be doing the foreclosure update for the month of January 2010. Even though today is February 19th, we always look a month back so we see what the numbers are looking like for last month. Hey, real quick, I want to jump into the rates for the week. Just to give you an overall idea, each week I want to let you know kind of what's going on here. And the rates for this week have edged up just slightly. We had a pretty rough week the way it ended up here. We always look at the bond markets. And for the day, actually the bonds were up about 12 basis points. And for the week though, we were down about 66 basis points, almost 2 full points. But you can go to my website, print out the rate sheet at www.mikemunzing.com. Take that to your open house, show it to your clients, and let them know what's going on. A couple things I want to cover leading into the foreclosure report here. I got the numbers for Orange County. It's a year-over-year numbers. It's that Data Quick Market Update report. It's kind of interesting. There's a lot going on in our market, a lot affecting our market. If we've talked, then you know I think a lot of artificial influences are affecting the rates, keeping them artificially low, which is keeping our housing prices solid. And what I'll touch on later on is some of this loan modification stuff, which is also keeping our prices high and keeping the inventory low, which is not good for our buyers, but we'll see what happens. Hey, so 1 year ago for single-family homes for January 2009 versus 2010 this year, the prices are up around 17% for single-family homes. They're actually up 13% for condos. Kind of an interesting number. Not sure, honestly, between you and me. Not sure if that's going to hold, but at least for now, this snapshot, prices are up just a little bit over a year ago. Next, I want to cover some things that are going to really affect, or which are influenced in the foreclosure report as well. Another article came out, excuse me, that we're at a record level of, what do they call, we're at 15% of mortgages late or in foreclosure. That is at a record level, highest we've ever seen, and that's going to influence things coming down the pipe. Once again, the housing prices being up, I am hoping our buyers are going to have more properties to choose from. I know that's been tough, multiple offers, short sales, not as many REOs, but the number of mortgages nationwide being at 15%, either 30 days late on into foreclosures, that's at a record level on that. Okay, let's jump into the foreclosure report for the month. Now, I get these numbers from Foreclosure Radar. Foreclosure Radar is owned by Sean O'Toole. He's up in Northern California. This is for the state of California as a whole. And the numbers for this month, as he puts it, he said the stalemate continues. We've got more properties kind of coming into the system, and the time to foreclosures are increasing. The way he puts it, his words are, with delinquent payments rising, as we just covered, foreclosures slowing time-wise, and foreclosure alternatives failing, i.e. the loan modifications are not doing well, Sean says it appears the foreclosure crisis will be with us for many years to come. That is not good news. And as I've said for years, I've been making these videos for over a year now, that they need to get this process moving quickly, let us get out the other side of it. But all these steps, these moratoriums, these hold-offs, they're really, really causing problems for these transactions and for the system. Let's jump into some of these charts and see what's going on this week. Okay, I'm going to go through these rather quickly so you can take a look here up on the screen. This is for the notice of defaults. This is stage 1 of the foreclosure process, and those were down about 5.38%. You can see it tail off just a little bit over on the right side of the screen here to a level of 25,737. A year ago, they were up in the 40,000 a month range, but once again, with the moratoriums and the hold-offs by the banks, you can see right there, their tail spinning off. Let's jump on to the next step here, which is the notice of trustee sale. That for the month of January was at 27,125 properties. That was a drop of 4.74%. Now, mind you, when I read these numbers off, the daily adjustments are a little bit different. I'm not going to cover the daily numbers, but there were less days in January than in February. So the numbers are actually a little more drastic. If you went day by day, these numbers are actually positive. But let's keep moving through this. The properties that actually went through the system and went back to the bank was actually up about 11.72% here to a level of 13,922 properties. They had been trending downward a little bit. We finally had a little blip up, and that'll hopefully bring out more properties for our clients to buy shortly. Now you can see the real spike here over on your right. These are the properties that were actually sold to the third party, and that jumped 40.55%, a drastic jump. You can see a big spike there from the previous month, and that's to a level, once again, 3,688 properties were actually sold to investors at the steps of the courthouse. Now that's becoming a little bit more motivating because of that FHA flipping rule where they're not quite so intense about it, and they're going to loosen that up a little bit for the investors to be able to flip and sell to FHA buyers. Next, we've got the actual cancellations. These are properties that maybe they went through some of those loan modification programs and they were able to get those foreclosure process canceled. That spiked at a lower number. You can see how it's been really tail spinning up with the administration trying to push that, but that was at 13,853 properties that were canceled, and that is a jump of 4.32%. Next, we've got the properties that are actually scheduled for sale. That's a fairly large number, 145,977 properties. Very close to the record numbers as you see there, but that was down about 1% from the previous month. But we are still at about record levels of the properties that are still waiting to be sold. They're in the system, they're waiting for that date to come, or they're waiting to be canceled, one of the two. You can see up on the top here. Next are the overall inventory. You can see how it's kind of trended downward here, and that is because of the fact the REOs, the banks, are able to sell these properties. You know as well as I do, when you see a listing for an REO, that property's off the market in a matter of weeks, and that's indicative here that as the banks are taking the properties back, they're going off the market fairly quickly here. And that is at 91,407, and that is up about 2.57%. But still, you can see the downward trend over the months. Next, we've got basically a quick overview of all the properties in the pre-foreclosure range, basically in the system, in the notice of default, after the notice of default, prior to the sale, is about 152,000 properties. That's about a 3.55% jump. Minor changes. If we looked at this on a daily level, the changes are a little bit larger because we have 3 less days in January than we did in December of 2009. Finally, I want to touch on one more thing. Again, I touched on it before. A lot of you are hearing about it now. I'm running for a political office. It's not a full-time job. Don't worry, I'll be here for you all the time. But I am running for the Central Committee for the Republican Party for the 73rd District of Orange County. That is a local Republican position, kind of one of those Republican steering positions. It's for the areas of Laguna Hills, through parts of Aliso Viejo, down the coast to San Clemente. I would be honored to get your vote. I'm going to be getting more information out to you. I will be on the ballot for the June 8th primary, and you'll see me on there. Once again, appreciate your vote. I'm going to try and get something out to you. If you've got a farm in that area, I would love for you to let them know that you know me and that you know I'll do a good job for the county, for the area. Just trying to help us do a good job. I know you're out there working hard, as am I. Let's work together with our buyers, get them ready to go. Go to my online application, call me, 949-689-5626. Let's put this together. Let's get some of these transactions into escrow. It's a great time to buy still. I look forward to being here for you. I look forward to being here for your buyers. God bless you and your families. God bless America. Let's work together. Bye-bye.
This is the house we used to live in. This is a place I